All right, guys, I'm pretty excited. September 28th, opening day of the general archery season statewide here in Arkansas. Um, we had a velvet hunt back first week in September, and I hunted this stand 2 days and got really close the first day on a big tall 8 point we've been watching. Second day, the wind was no good, so we didn't. I got blown out. I got busted because of the wind. Today, the wind should be good. Forecast for the wind should be good, and riding in here on the Rambo, everything seemed to be just right. We got the tactic cam down here about 30 yards. We've been watching these deer for a long time, all summer. And like I said, we got three that I would shoot. There's a buck we call this is 8 point hill. There's the wide 8, the tall 8, heavy 8. And neither of these bucks are just giants, but they're good deer for Sharp County, Arkansas. So we're not going to we're going to shoot any of those three. There's a new buck came in last night. We got pictures of him all last night and this morning. A little 8 point that he'll probably get a pass, but those other three are their own call. They're on the list. It's a beautiful day. The weather's perfect. We couldn't ask for better weather for the opening weekend of season. That wind's hitting me right in the face. That's calling for a northwest wind today, which should set up good for this spot. I had trouble with the wind here first weekend that we set it back during the velvet hunt. And our old buddy Eber McClure, he said, well, you have to move your stand. I'm pretty limited on how I can move my stand, but he got me to thinking. And we can feed corn here in Arkansas. I've been feeding right over here, and that set, it was just not, if anything at all out of the east or the south, it was, they're going to get you. So I thought, well, I can't move my stand, but maybe I can move my corn pile. So I moved the corn pile down this edge, so they don't come straight. Even if the wind is blowing out of the east or the south, they should come out further in front of me, and my wind should just miss them. Now I say that, and they'll come right out of this corner and wind me, and it'll be all blown up deal. But that's deer hunting. We're gonna try it. They've taken this spot, and they sat on it last night. They were in here just before dark and stayed on it all night long. Had 700-800 pictures last night. So we're hoping that they come back in this evening, spend some time in here before dark. The Razorbacks are playing Texas A&M right now. So I'm going to turn this off and sit down and watch the game. I got a little while before the deer activity starts to pick up. I'm going to watch the game and wait on these deer to come in. And hopefully we'll have a good hunt to share with you guys later. Y'all stay tuned. Man, I wish y'all could see this setup. I wish there was some way that I had a second camera angle to show you guys how I've spent the last several minutes. This is the sweetest setup. A few years ago, I tinkered with some self-filming. There's some videos on the channel, on the YouTube channel. And I had a little cheap camcorder and a bunch of GoPros, and oh my gosh, it was a pain. And I tried so hard to get good at it, but it was just a lot of work. And I hadn't hunted much the last couple of years for work. But this year, I thought, well, I'm going to get it back out. And I made a few changes and I'm trying to simplify things a little bit. I've got a DJI gimbal on my iPhone 15. I bought a $30 wireless microphone off of Amazon. And I've got my old cheapo muddy camera arm that I've had for a million years that I've modified to make it a 3-point arm, and a cheapo newer little micro fluid head that I've mounted on it. And this little setup is sweet. But the sweetest part of it is that for the last several minutes, hour, I don't know how long, I've been watching the Razorback game. I've just got it all set up and got my ear pod in and just sitting here watching football. It's a beautiful day. Watching, keeping an eye on the wind and watching this hillside here. It don't get much better than this. This is a sweet setup though. I'm gonna have to do a video. I have to figure out how to do a video on it. The way that I've got the arm attached to the tree with this steel cable and this little Camlock buckle deal here that I've come up with. This is pretty sweet. It's super simple, smooth. The gimbal always keeps things level. It's pretty sweet. I'm gonna show you guys this hillside here. It's a pretty spot. This is the little buck that came in last night. I got pushed around by those other three bucks last night. I'm gonna have a feeling he'd be the first one in here tonight. Two dogs were in here feeding. They kind of run off. They're back It's getting down here pretty close. I would say in the next 30 minutes we should be, if we're going to have any luck, it's going to happen. Of course, we're going to run out of daylight, but those two does came in from this back in the woods over here to my left. And they come down and they cross the fence back in there, milled around and come out, made a big wide swing out into the field. They went into the corner in front of the camera. And then a little buck came from straight away. He came from back in there too. And that's usually kind of what's been going on, is them does will come in first, and then 30 minutes later, those bucks will come in. That little buck, he's new. He came in, showed up last night, and he was here first thing this morning, right at daylight. That way there's not been any deer in here at all today, until just a few minutes ago. So I really expect that those bucks will come from back in here in the next 20 minutes or so. That was pretty cool, watching deer come in. This DJI gimbal has an auto track mode. You can tell that it follows my face right as I move around. Once those deer come in, I can tap the screen and just make a little square on them. They'll follow them. And then I've got a little dial on the side of this handle here I can zoom in and out. It's a really cool setup. I like to say with the little lapel mic, the little wireless lapel mic. This thing's been money. It's just so cool. It's my first time to really have it out and try it out. And it is definitely the easiest setup that I've ever used for self-filming. Get you a decent to cheap arm. One of these gimbals. This little lapel mic and an iPhone with a lot of storage. And you can do some pretty cool stuff. And we're going to wait on these deer. See if they show up in the next 20 minutes. Let their ethos eat. He's been getting hungry. We'll see how it goes. Well, I made it back to the truck. That was a really good first hunt for the regular season. Had those two does come in, had that little buck come in, got to play with my camera gear a little bit. That's a really cool setup. I got out really clean tonight. I didn't spook anything getting down. As I slipped down, got on the bike, and was coming through the farm and spooked one off another hillside over there, but pretty much unrelated to where I was hunting. And before I could even get back to the truck, there was deer, there was a doe back out there on that camera. So good hunt, fun. Got to watch the Razorbacks, sit there in the stand and watch the whole game. It was pretty cool. They lost. That was not cool. But yeah, it was fun. Those bucks are coming through there, and if I can get on them in the next week, that'll be the ticket. They're starting to act a little frisky and making some rubs and some stuff like that. Acres are starting to fall pretty hard. If I don't get on them pretty quick, it'll be tough. So we'll try again. I don't know when, next couple days, and see if we can get in touch with one of them and send him a mega meat. Y'all stay tuned. Keep following along on all my social media platforms: TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. And if you like what we're seeing, what you're seeing, what we're producing, shoot me a message, send me a comment, let me know what you think, let me know what you'd like to see. We'll keep doing more of it. Thank y'all.